And we started this morning with a meditation. Who from you attended the meditation process? Oh, quite a few. Thank you. So the first was meditation. Now we had a musical performance. And I think we are ready to formally open the event, Digital Freedom Festival. And to do so, I would like to welcome 3 founders of this festival. This is the 5th festival this year. And I would like to invite on the stage founders Dagnija Lejina, Uldis Leiterts, and Juris Sleiers. As you see, they have made their their way. Yes, here. It seems like the dress code is the same. The first, congratulations on the already a great festival, and I think it's just amazing having you here, 3 of you, because I know that Uldis just came from San Francisco, where you're based, and I've asked you already this morning that actually you just came from San Francisco and you go to these kinds of events all around the world. What is different with this festival? I mean, you're the founder of the festival, of course, that's different, but what would you say? You've attended so many of those festivals and events of digital nomads, etc. What is this festival different with?
So first of all, thank you everybody for being here. What is different is you all here, and these people in this group is probably only here right now, right here. I think when we started Digital Freedom Festival, we had one thing in mind, and I actually have a story to share. So when we started, you know, like the different kinds of events, like you go to an event and you see these awesome people on stage, and I never cared about them. I actually cared about what I can do with those people when they get off the stage, not what those people did in the past, why they are on the stage, because that's kind of boring. Like, hey, I'm really cool, I'm on the stage, like enjoy my talk. But I'm actually never been interested in that. I was interested in actually meeting those people and to creating the meeting space, like to create an environment. And I think that we started like that, and then somebody asked me that question, and we started the first time in Digital Freedom Festival was, I think, called the Silicon Valley Comes to the Baltics. And somebody asked me, it was like, hey, it's like, what is the best thing you can do? It's like, well, I was like, we can create like a place, you know, like we can create a room which is small enough so people can bump into each other and, I don't know, like give them coffee so they can spill the coffee or something. It's like, and then they start a conversation. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. But when I said that, just like 2 minutes later, somebody ran into me and then I spilled the coffee on the guy has like white shirt. And it was like, I was like, I'm terribly sorry, but like, can I do anything for you? He was like, who are you? I was like, well, I happen to organize this thing. It's like, I probably know some people. And he's like, oh, it's like, I'm raising money for my startup. And I was like, do you know investors who invest in whatever the thing was? So I connected him, and so he started talking. He came back and he's like, oh, we have a second conversation. So I don't actually remember what happened to, but I hope he raised money. But it's just like, we can create these synergies, maybe, you know, as random as they are. And DFF is for like, not like isolating the speakers on the stage as many festivals do nowadays, just like shield them away, but like give the space where you can just like, you know, meet people.
The first time I actually met Uldis was on another stage when he got award, and I never forgot the words that you said when you said thank you for the award, and you said you would never succeed with your businesses, with your startups, if you wouldn't have people to count on. That actually the people who are supporting you, they never said that it's not possible or, you know, it's too expensive, too late or whatever. And I always keep this in mind that you told this, and if someone comes with me with idea, I always remember your words that you have to support people. And I know the people that support you is also Dagnija and Juris. You're a really great team, and this is the 5th year. It's a really anniversary of the festival. What is this festival different with, Dagnija? Is it the same?
Yes, it is the 5th festival, in a way a big anniversary for all of us. The first festival actually was a coincidence, in a way. We just were sitting in the kitchen thinking that we want to have a great meeting place in Latvia, that we want to bring great knowledge, inspiration from all over the world. And this is how we organized the first event called Silicon Valley Comes to the Baltics. Actually, we organized it in 80 days. and we thought that if Jules Verne could travel all around the world in 80 days, why we cannot organize a festival, right? And so we did it, and the first festival attracted attention of 600 people. So we thought, oh, it's really this what should be in Latvia organized. So this is how Digital Freedom Festival was born. This year is a bit different, and maybe different because in a way we are returning back to our roots. When we created the festival, our main mission, idea and vision was that we want to challenge people to think out of the box. We want to challenge people to challenge status quo. We want to invite people to think big. And this year in particular, we are inviting to do this. We took United Nations sustainability goals, which are about positive impact. So this year, when most of the topics are about positive impact, but not just this. As you recognize here, also the future stage is called not only future stage, but right here, right now stage, because it's urgent. And I think that the honeymoon with digital is over. The honeymoon with technology is over, and we see there's so much and so big dark side of it as well. So my invitation for you today would be to think not only about these big topics, or not only about the news, what you see every day in the world, but think about yourself, your very, very own personal positive impact, and how you can contribute. For example, DFF, as we call it internally, 5 years ago we made a promise to ourselves that we want to make it very inclusive, very balanced, very diverse, because we believe in diversity as a value. And we said we want to have 50% female speakers, and voila, here we have. Today we have 50% female speakers on this stage. And even more. This is the first tech festival which announces zero waste as one of our philosophies. So I think, again, this is our own personal commitment, our own choice. So I hope that these examples will inspire you all today.
Thank you, Dagnija. You're really the person, the woman who gives hope to women voices. I know you're very passionate for women to come on the stage, because I remember after the first festivals, Dagnija was quite shocked going to different events and saying that there are not enough women on the stage. And during these years, she even has developed her own company trying to empower women to speak. Also inviting me, being a host of the big stage, thank you, putting more women on the stage. So thank you for doing this. Juris is a person who is very passionate about after parties. Even in the description for this festival, it says you always find Juris somewhere around having wine, talking about literature, philosophy, or cats. He's the person who really likes it. And I think for me...
Or brings microphones to the stage.
Or brings microphones, because you're very, he studies philosophy now, so he sees things very clearly.
That's quite the opposite. When you study philosophy, you don't
kind of
see,
zoom out.
like, you understand that you don't know anything. But thank you for such an introduction. And as you might guess, all the talking in our team, we trust Dagnija and Uldis. I do all the back office stuff and anything, but anyways, thank you for coming, and this day will be really long until 11 o'clock, and hope you enjoy the content we have provided, and also when we spoke about what kind of event we want to have. We want to have the best knowledge of the world here in Riga, and really now we have like 37 nationalities present in this building, and yeah, as Uldis said, this is a festival. This is kind of a home party, but a bit bigger. So we do what we like, and maybe it's not always perfect, but don't forget to have fun, please.
Yes. The official program's around until 6 p.m. and after that is the after party around until 11 p.m. the same place, so don't miss it. And I was about to actually ask Juris, but he answered already, that it's important not only be here but also participate in all these networking events, because I've been in a couple of these festivals and I think I've made so many let's say, contacts, friends, ideas, this is the place to be inspired with. Uldis, you wanted to tell something? Because you grabbed the microphone.
Yeah, so the thing is, Riga is a city that never sleeps, so it's actually until the morning light if you want it, so it's all up to you.
Yeah, so it's not 11 p.m., it's actually until the morning light.
Don't stop at 11, it's just like the beginning of the night, so please don't stop at 11. That's not how you do it.
And it's a full moon. Also, it's a full moon, also one of the things Dagnija always mentions in her Twitter account.
Well, it's 1,000 participants, 4 stages, and we have when I go to these events, I'm always kind of confused because I want to hear all of these people talking and I don't know which stage I should go. What are the people you would choose today to hear, or what you'd recommend to hear today? What would be your personal choices? Because mine will be the first one on this stage, but which is yours?
When we build a festival, sometimes we use the term FOMO, fear of missing out, and this is kind of one of the KPIs because we want people to have this feelings that, you know, there are so many things I missed out because it was so good and so cool, and I'm returning back. And I see that many of you are returning back, and this is how I feel this idea is working. On the other hand, I think it's also this right here or now thing, or the idea that about the focus. So I really invite you, to just to check the program and to see, what are the, 3 really important keynotes, really important discussions you really want to hear, and just to stick to this. I think it's super important. If I would have to suggest from my side, I would suggest actually the next speaker, Carl Honoré from United Kingdom, actually origin from Canada, and he's the one who he's a journalist, and 10 years ago he started writing books about slow revolution, slow living, and I think it's super important because especially in this very very speedy world where we work when we work all around the clock 24/7. And I'm meeting so many people all around the world, and I see that, this idea of, how to stop, how to slow down, how to live a more balanced, more fulfilling life. These questions are becoming more and more important just to enjoy life. And I hope that Carlo Honoré will give you some inspiration and some tips and tricks how to do it in a very personal way. This would be one. And the other one I would suggest, yes, again referring to United Nations goals and United Nations, and we've been happy that this festival has been recognized as a great international player among the other festivals, and we have speakers from European Commission, from NATO, from European Parliament, and this year from United Nations. And Doreen Bogdan Martin will be here on the stage at 2 o'clock, and she will share her ideas how United Nations sees how digital can reduce different imbalances, inequalities, and barriers what we have in the world. So these would be my 2 suggestions.
I have a little different take there. I think I don't have bias particularly in going to see these and these people, but I have 2 things that I'm going to do myself, and I've done in most of the festivals I went to or events, and that I would suggest you to try out if you haven't. Is so people here on stage, they're not random. They're actually we really research to bring really awesome people here. So 2 things that I will be looking into is finding the most unlikely connection, or finding a most unlikely person I would normally go talk to, because I know the people I know the types of people I know and I hang out in my daily life, but here's a chance of meeting people from completely different fields, and I was just gonna looking for most random sort of synergies I can find, and still probably going through, I went to some parties and events yesterday, and I met so many interesting people that I just wouldn't normally reach out to. I was talking about stand-up comedy. It's very interesting to learn about blockchain, and a lot of really awesome things and aspects that I kind of know, but I don't. And so I would suggest you to do that. And then the other thing I would suggest you is the ones who are here, a little bit hungry and willing to do something, but they just don't know what exactly the thing is or something. Just go and talk to those people, because one thing is when you see a person on stage, and I guarantee it's very possible. It's you can, it's not this person is hey, it's I was doing this awesome thing. It's you can go and ask questions hey, it's what are you doing right now? It's oh, I was doing this awesome thing. I'm not doing it anymore. It's I have the idea. Do you want to join me and let's do something cool together? Let's build the world's most awesome piano, for instance, or do something that you have in your mind, and you can bring those people in your team, and they could be from anywhere in the world. just use that chance. And it's like, if it happens to actually work out, like, come to me in a year or 2 or 5 and just tell me the story if it actually worked out, because I would love to hear that.
I see one thing that you don't see. There's a screen which says time's up. So here we have important stuff. Not to forget, or not to mention, at 4 o'clock we have a president of Latvia here. And but my choice would be in the next room we have a comedy, stand-up comedy, at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
That's a good choice. Before we start, we would like to thank all the partners and people who have helped us to build this great day together. And I know Dagnija has some thanks to say.
Yeah, of course. I think thank you is super, super important here as well. And first of all, I would like to thank us. Yes. I would like to thank us, all 3 co-founders. 5 years ago, we sat together in that kitchen and we made this idea, this decision. And I really like this term from the business world that ideas are good, but execution is everything. So I'm super, super proud that we made it. 5 years already, and I think it has been super, super, super great journey. And I would really encourage you, if you have some idea in mind, just do it, just make it happen. But of course, it would not be possible, first of all, without our super, super great hardcore team, as we call it. So big applause to the people who made this possible, working in 5 shifts last 2 weeks. And of course, somebody should pay the bills. So super thank you to our sponsors, to the partners, to the friends, to advisory board members. You see all of them here. It's impossible to name all of them, but thank you so much. Without you, it wouldn't be really, really impossible. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you. Let's enjoy the day. And just to refer what Uldis said, I think it's a super great meeting of great minds. Very big concentration here in Riga. Enjoy serendipity moments. Enjoy the moments of making friends with strangers, and I really believe that when great people meet, magic happens. So let's create magic in these 2 days.
Cheers.